since 1988, right there in Bishopville, South Carolina, there have been rumor about this 9-foot-high creature, hairy down, that can't stand no automobiles. And they tell me it hang out round Skip or Swamp, down in the woods in Bishopville, South Carolina. Now, me myself, ain't never see him, but you know, I ain't never been to Bishopville.
I was sheriff during the time this lizard man made his appearance in Lee County, and it was during the year of 1988. I took this thing very serious because we turned our backs on it, it wasn't nothing to it. Say it attacked somebody's children, even the adults. Not only would I have to leave the county, I would have had to leave the state.
His description said it was about 7 foot tall with red glowing eyes and very fast, and it appeared to have 3 long fingers on each hand. I thought it could have been a bear or something that he saw. We don't know what it is. Mm-hmm. But he saw something because nobody could have been frightened like he was.
My tires was bust on it flat. So I got out and changed about 2 a.m. that night. After I was finished changing, I was putting flat in the jack in the trunk. And I looked back, I saw red eyes, big red eyes thing running toward me. So I jumped in the driver's side, and when I was shutting the door, he grabbed the door. So I jerked the door and shut it and pulled off. And I looked in the mirror, I saw a big image and a loud crash on top of the car.
I scratched my head. I said, I can't believe this, what I'm hearing. I said, okay, draw it. He drew it, immediately he drew it. At that time, when this first broke, it went all over the world in 3 days' time. And I got calls from all over the world. One of the things that the media has done, they would take it from Chris Davis, and that was all. But this thing, at least 12 people saw it.
The morning that I saw what I saw, I was loading the plane right over here, like I always do, and taxied out on the runway here. Started my takeoff roll. And there's a point down here that if you're not off the ground, you better throttle back and stop. After that point, you better hope you fly. That's about where I was at the day that this, whatever it was, crossed the runway in front of me. He turned his head and looked at the plane. He looked at it and turned right back, and the thing had a kind of a lope in its walk. And like I said, much taller than you. I would guess 8.5, 9 feet tall.
Well, I had was going to fence up this part of the swamp to put goats and hogs in. The men, we had quit at lunchtime. Down by myself, I looked around the swamp. Something was peeping out behind about a 30 to 36-inch tree. Just a head part was sticking out. And I looked at it, and it looked at me. I never saw anything like that before in my life. His eyes was red, had a head shaped almost like a human head.
But I get up every morning, I open the door, and I look out and see where all my kitties are. Open the door, and I went, what? All their blankets and all their towels were all up and down the driveway. 10 minutes later, Bob was going to go to the hardware store for me. He comes back in, he says, honey, put on your coat and shoes. I want to show you something. So he comes out in the car. And I mean, we're just like, oh my God, what could have done this? There were pieces, they're sitting over there, some of them that were just like ripped off the car and bent and thrown on the ground. Something definitely big and bad did that to our car, to bend that metal. And I can't see a coyote or a dog doing anything like that. I think if it was a bear, there would have been more damage to the front of the hood. So the sheriff come out and he looked at the car and everything, and then later on Bob took the car up there and they took blood samples from the car. But to this day, you don't see any cats over on that patio. There's about 7 missing, 6 or 7 missing since that night.
The legend of the Lizard Man is Lee County. We just need to embrace it Every town should have an icon, and we just happen to be fortunate enough that it happens to be a lizard man, that he chose us as opposed to us having to go out and find an icon for Lee County. I think he likes us, maybe he doesn't. He doesn't like cars, obviously, but we'll take him for what he's worth.
A lot of people think this is a Bigfoot, and it has all appearances to be a Bigfoot if you want to believe in that. And anything that we had reports of run inside of a car doing 40 miles an hour, we could find him. Carolina Clemson could certainly use him.
South Carolina got many ghost tales. Maybe you got one yourself. Why don't you let me know, and maybe we'll come to your town. Eyes on Pearly Sue, and this been Carolina Stories.